Welcome to another spooky GooberPasta. Have you ever considered the possibility that your flatware might be evil? Perhaps you should. Now behold this spooky tale.
There I was, standing in the Dollar Tree aisle. I had two plates in my hand. One black plate that looked pretty good, and then in my other hand, a silver plate that was really janky and kind of just ugly looking. I was going to purchase the black plate, but then a voice behind me said, "Move your ass, dipshit." So I scampered off with the silver plate inadvertently. I got to the register, and the guy began checking me out, and as soon as he came to that plate, he looked at me with big eyes. "Oh, buying the evil plate," he said. "Evil plate? How could a plate be evil?" "It's quite evil. It's manufactured by an evil corporation, so therefore it's evil." "Well, I don't believe in such nonsense. So why don't you just go ahead and charge me for this plate, because I just need a plate, okay? I'm not really looking to make any decisions on plates. It's just a plate. I don't care if it's evil or not, even if I believed in such things." "All right, buddy, but don't say I didn't warn you. And just a reminder, there's no returns on evil plates at this Dollar Tree." I didn't pay much attention to the guy. I didn't believe in such things. I believed in cold hard facts. You know, the kind like you see in forensic files or an online scholarly journal. Or the Joe Rogan podcast. You know, facts. So I got home and I loaded all my belongings into the respective cupboards and things like that. Then, something very strange happened. I got to the plate and couldn't quite take my eyes off of it. That's when I had a horrible thought come through my mind. It was almost as if the plate was talking to me. In fact, it was talking to me. I gazed upon the plate, so deep, so intently. The plate began to speak to me. "Twinkle, the English guy who lives next door." I don't know what came over me, but I picked up my phone and I called the English guy who lived next door. The phone rang about 4 times and finally he answered. "Hello, I'm a British person." "Hey, English guy, you suck." "What? What's all this then? I do not suck. You, sir, are the guy who sucks." He then hung up the phone. I couldn't believe I did it. I had done what this plate told me to do and call this English person. But I had needed this plate for a specific job. So I pulled my Hot Pockets out of the freezer and I went to put them on there to cook my Hot Pockets in the microwave. And all of a sudden the plate started speaking to me again. It wanted me to do more evil things. "Go to the local church and shove the pastor." I had no choice. The evil plate told me to do something, and I was going to do it. So I walked down the street to the local church, where there was a church service going on because it was one of those crazy churches that had services like at odd hours and odd days. So I walked in. All the parishioners kind of looked at me at first, but didn't really pay too much mind. I walked straight up to the preacher who was at the podium talking about some religious stuff, and I said, "Take this," and I shoved him. "Sir, why did you do such a thing?" "Because an evil plate told me to do so. Good day." So I walked out of the church and back to my apartment because I was really wanting to eat those Hot Pockets, and I only had one plate, this evil plate, so I was going to go ahead and have to do it. I walked back into my kitchen where my Hot Pockets had been sitting on the evil plate, and I went to put them inside the microwave. Then all of a sudden the plate wanted me to do something very evil again. "You must go down
to the Salvation Army, and you must pass out dinner to the homeless people.
Well, I guess I was going to have to do this. So I walked down to the local Salvation Army, and I walked in, up to the soup counter, and I shoved the guy out of the way who was passing out soup. "Hey!" he said as he hit the floor with a loud thud. "You got a serious attitude problem, buddy." And he ran out crying. "That mean guy shoved me." So I distributed soup and sandwiches to all the homeless people there for dinner. And I gotta say, it was quite a rewarding experience, and I don't understand why the evil plate wanted me to do such a thing. It seemed like it was a very good thing to do and not an evil thing at all. But I don't question the evil plate. I just do what it tells me to do, because I'm a man of science, like Forensic Files and Facts of Life and, other scientific shows like that. Cold hard facts backed by data. So after I was all done at the Salvation Army, I walked back to my apartment, but lo and behold, the police were out there. "What seems to be the problem, officer?" "Well, buddy, we got a report that you were going around shoving people like a priest and some weenie at the Salvation Army soup kitchen, so we're going to have to take you in." "Aw, man, but I don't want to be arrested." "Well, it doesn't quite work like that. See, when you go around committing crimes, you're going to just have to, go to jail. But in this case, there really weren't any serious crimes. You just kind of shoved a guy, and, two guys, and that second guy was kind of wiener, and I feel like he had it coming, because he was just kind of a whiny little puss. But, hey, the law's the law, and I gotta do my job, so turn around, dude." "Aw, man." I turned around, and they took me to jail. But, luckily, I didn't have to sit much time. It was just a couple of misdemeanors, so I was able to go home that night. So I went in there, back to my apartment, and lo and behold, the evil plate was still there. I said, "Look, evil plate, I really just want to eat some Hot Pockets and go on with my life. Now, if you quit having me do some evil things, I would greatly appreciate it."
No. Now I demand that you take these Hot Pockets off of me, and you put me in the cabinet with all your other cooking utensils and various pieces of flatware.
Well, I couldn't disobey the plate, so I did. I remember laying in bed that night, just thinking about how disappointed I had been by letting this evil plate talk me into doing all these kind of really just odd and bizarre things, and how I was going to bed with no Hot Pockets. But, hey, them's the breaks, and I guess I can't really do anything about it, because the guy at the Dollar Tree said there's no returns on evil plates. Thank you, bitches.
Oh, quite spooky indeed. Yes, very spooky. This has been GooberPasta.